Welcome to our Friday oil drip chat. I'm Julie Johnston, joined by Linda Pickenpaw.
It's good to be here on this another bright sunny day in Ohio, even though it's cold.
Yep, it's gonna be real cold tonight. So, this month we've decided to pick a topic and dive into it all month long. So you get a lot of tips, recipes, just a lot of how-tos on essential oils and babies and kids. So I think that's a useful one, whether you're someone who still has little kids at home, or you might be an aunt or an uncle to someone, and it's good to know a few tips about oils and the kids, maybe a grandparent. So seems like there's always kids in your life somehow.
And there's always someone saying, what oil do I use for this? What should I do about this? And so
Exactly. Well, before we dive into the topic of kids and babies and oils, we thought we'd share a little bit about this month's promotions that doTERRA has provided for us, and also give you a glimpse of the baby line that hasn't been available to purchase for quite a while. It's now back in our regular line, and you can buy individually or you can buy as a set. So we're going to show that to you guys too, in case it is new to you. So I guess we could start with our promotions. So we've got our product of the month, which is if we're ordering over 125 PV on our loyalty order, we get a free fennel. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Fennel
right.
this month.
Fennel. Mm-hmm.
And that's a great oil for your digestive health. Do you use that in any regular way, Linda?
I probably don't as much as I should, and I get reminders every once in a while. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I thought, oh, I guess I need to do that, as a pick me up in the afternoon, as a calmer. That fennel would be very good. So
yeah. Well, I got a tip from a friend just this week on fennel before they even came out with it as the promotion. I think it was Monday night. She had heard it on the oil night. I wasn't able to jump on there, but I guess they were ahead of the game, and they shared a little bit about fennel. And the tip that she got was that if you have trouble sleeping, and so if you wake up real early in the morning and you really aren't ready to get up, if you were to put a drop of fennel in your water and drink it, it would help you get back to sleep. And she had just heard this the night before on the oil night. So she woke up real early because her husband was snoring. She woke up real early and was like, oh, I just don't want to get out of bed. So she's like, fennel's right here. So she took it and she put it in her water and she drank it. And she said it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then she said the next thing she knew, she looked at the clock and it was like 9:15. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, I thought maybe I'd like fall back to sleep for maybe an hour. Yeah, so that was a testimony to the power of fennel if you want to use it to help sleep.
Right.
Yeah. So then we also have our product that is 10% off this month, and that is the Yarrow Palm, and that's the bottle that comes with the dripper top, and we use it a lot for our skin. Sometimes people will mix that in with their moisturizer. It just really helps promote that glowing, beautiful skin. So that's a great one that you can get now 10% off this month. But the big one is our 200 PV promotion. So that means if you bumped up your regular order to at least 200 PV, not only would you get the free product of the month, but you're also going to get 2 more things that are good for your digestive health. The digestin oil and the digestin soft gels. So those are nice things to have in your natural medicine cabinet.
Definitely.
Yeah, and go ahead.
And it's awfully easy for me to have 200 PV, because when I have my LV in there, and then I have my MetaPower in there, and I'm like, and then it's like, oh, and then if I have an extra oil or not, like we're out of Aroma Touch, I need that, well, I have 200 PV really fast.
Yes, I agree. You can get there very quickly. Yes. Well, I thought I would share my screen quickly. So everybody who is new to knowing that doTERRA has this baby line, they could see the products themselves, and that would help maybe trigger if you have somebody, even if you were going to maybe an upcoming baby shower, this is a wonderful gift to give somebody. It's packaged really pretty too. The set is, if you were to get the whole set for somebody. So let me get my screen up here and show you guys what we're talking about. There it is. So the baby collection has 3 pieces in it. We've got a baby wash, which is for hair and body. We have the baby rash cream, so it's for the little bottoms. And then we have a moisturizing lotion. And just like every one of doTERRA products, one of the best things about it, what would that be, Linda?
That it's non-toxic.
Yep.
And it does not have a lot of the chemicals in it that would be harmful to the baby. And I was thinking today, that could be very helpful to some people who have sensitive skin too.
Yes, exactly.
Because both the body wash and the lotion have they have lavender in them, so it could be very calming. And they also have Roman chamomile and just a touch of vanilla. And it's like, oh, how sweet,
Yeah.
very nice and relaxing for babies, and I think for a mom who's putting it on. So
yeah, so it's a very, very nice set. And as long as you have your wholesale membership, $39.50. I think that's a really good price for an all natural baby line for all 3 of those pieces.
I do too, and it's often one that I think I think I bought 2 when they were back in the time when they were available to us, and both of them I gave away just as a baby gift. Yeah.
I was going to show you too. Here are the individual prices of each item. So the lotion is $14.50, body wash is $13.75, and then the diaper rash is $8.50. So I'm not adding it up very quickly in my head to know what the savings is if you buy it as a set, but typically there is a deal when you're ordering a set of any of the doTERRA products. So yes, the baby line. So anybody who's expecting or knows someone who's expecting, these are great products. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing if I can remember how to do that. Here it is. Okay, go back to us. So we've got some tips for everybody who wants to learn a little bit more about how to safely use oils with littles, whether that's babies or kids. You can use them on both. But I think the main thing is to remember that the essential oils are very powerful, and a little goes a long way. And with the littles, you want less than you want on a big person. So that's probably like the main tip. So, some things just to remember, even on grown-ups, we don't want to put the oils in our ears, our eyes, our nose. So none of our openings do we do oils. So like if someone had an earache, if a baby had an earache, you wouldn't want to drip the oils into their ear and never put oils in their eye. It would burn so badly.
Yeah.
And then just not keeping them anywhere where a child who's old enough to walk or crawl can get to them. That would be common sense. So just keeping them in a safe place. Those are some of the better precautions.
Right.
What are some things that you also have, Linda?
Well, always supervise children when they are putting them on. And I think one of the things we have to think about is that for children, we're going to start with these either topically or aromatically, and before we would do anything internally. They are safe, but when we're starting with them, those little feet can take in those oils very quickly, and it's easy to rub those things on the bottom of their feet. And so doing it topically or aromatically is a place to start if you've never used oils with children before. So those would be the things I was thinking about. Less is more, like you said, and keeping them out of the reach. I guess the other thing is if you were using a citrus oil on them, you would not want to get them out in the sun, or if you were doing something like that. But otherwise, always dilute for children.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a lot of instances when they're little that we'll be putting the citrus oils on them. Maybe as they get a little bigger, if they start having maybe like anxiety issues, sort of something like that, where you were using a citrus to boost their mood, maybe to help them relax or something like that. But I don't think as an infant, I would have a reason to put the citrus on them. So I think as a mom, you'd be safe with, not having to worry about that one as much. But yes, that is definitely a precaution. But I was just trying to think through like how did I use the oils when they were babies?
Yeah. I mean, I read that one and I did think, I don't know that I would use lemon when they go outside, but but it's always one to remember in case a parent has something. And anyway,
yeah, exactly. So some of the ways that we use oil, well, I used oils when they were little. I know that On Guard was a big one that I always made sure I had. And I would make up my own roller bottle and keep it on the changing table. And I would put it on the bottom of their feet in the wintertime when I knew it was cold and flu season. I would just, after a diaper change, I might just put a little bit on the bottom of their feet and help keep their immune system strong. And Lynn and I both found these little charts. We know that you're not supposed to use the full amount on them, but I found one that says for babies, 1 drop of essential oil in 1 tablespoon of probably like your fractionated coconut oil to help dilute it. So that was a 3% dilution of the oil. And then for children, it was a 0.3%. For children, it's a 1% dilution, which is 1 drop to 1 teaspoon. So if you're doing topically, maybe you're still sticking with that On Guard, and maybe they do have a cold and you'd like to apply oils not only to the bottom of the feet, because even a teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil and a drop of your oil, that's going to be a lot to apply. So if it was the On Guard, maybe I would put it on their spine and on the bottoms of their feet. And then it does have an adult one, and I'll just share that one too, but it says 2 to 4% dilution, and that's 3 to 6 drops to 1 teaspoon. And if we're diluting oils for grownups, it's normally those oils that are warmer, like an oregano, thyme, something like that, that put on topically might get very warm. Yeah. Can you think of other ways?
Well, I really do like, a lot of our oils are already diluted for us. And and I know that later on this month we will probably refer to the children's lines, but I do think that most of those are safe, that are already diluted and could be used with children. And for example, there's just one that I so distinctly remember. I mean, because, well, I thought, when will I use these with children? And, maybe they've got some pain, or they've got some swelling, or some kind of tenderness of skin, or maybe they've got a bruise or itchiness or a rash. Maybe they've a tummy upset, or maybe difficulty breathing. And I think I've always carried a Breathe roller bottle in my purse, just for me personally. But I remember when I was with one of our daughters, and there was a child who was just crying uncontrollably. And my daughter said, I think it's because she can't breathe through her nose and she's panicking, so she's just crying. And she was probably about, she was a teeny thing, but she was about 18 months old. And thought, what in the world do I have with me that I could help? And I had my Breathe roller bottle. And so, okay, it's already diluted. So I'm thinking, we're probably safe with this. And so we just put a little bit of that on her chest, and she immediately stopped crying. It was amazing. I mean, I mean, it was just a great testimony to me, because we were all shocked that just rubbing that Breathe, because she was having difficulty breathing. And so I left it with my daughter. And later on in the night, she woke up crying again. And my daughter put it some more on her chest immediately. And so, but again, I think that having some of the oils already diluted and available to us is great. Then I'm not grabbing, okay, where's my Breathe and where's my fractionated coconut oil, and putting those all together. But having some of those just basic ones that are going to be good, that I know that I depend on Breathe myself all the time, then having that is a great tool for children.
Yes. Yeah. I think Breathe's a good one to have with you. And mine was always Digesten. Ever since my girls were little, I always had to have a Digesten to rub on their bellies. Someone's always has a tummy ache. So that one's always a lifesaver too.
And I love it, because when I first started, I don't think it was in a roller bottle, but in the last several years, it too is in a roller bottle. And so I like that.
Yeah, me too. Very easy to use.
Because I think a lot of our young children have reflux for whatever reason. And having that digestion just to go up and down, that esophagus, that part that is hurting them. I wish that I would have known when we had one of our grandsons with that, but it's just very, very powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there are a lot of tools in our doTERRA essential oils that we can use to really help the little kids. So hopefully you'll learn a lot this month from us. We have a lot of tips and a lot of great ideas. So make sure you tune in each Friday to our videos, or catch them in the newsletter when they come out on Mondays. And it would be great to hear from anybody who has been using oils on kids, if you wanted to comment below our video and let us know some great stories of how they've really worked for you in situations. All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back again next Friday.
Okay.